So, Leah, what can you tell me about Deborah Sharlene?
Deborah Sharlene? Do you want to know about the real or the persona?
Let's talk about the persona first.
I feel I've gotten to know Deborah Sharlene very well through her time in the department. She's become a beloved figure in all of our hearts.
She's very complex, I think. And I think the way that she edits her photos on Facebook is really poignant, like it really just touches your soul.
For me, Deborah Sharlene, like on the surface, is a middle-aged older woman who doesn't really understand technology, but she wants to, you know?
I like her. She seems like an authentic grandma.
I kind of love her. She's extremely supportive, and I know in my past few years in the theater department, I've only heard good things from her.
Well, Deborah Sharlene, she was the West Bloomfield High School Theater Department's liaison with the PTO, supposedly. She works at Temple Israel, and she is a completely fake person on Facebook.
Deborah Sharlene. Deborah Sharlene is someone who is a highly regarded member of PTO, someone who's done something so much for West Bloomfield High School that she has been recognized by both the principal and vice principal, and she's me. Deborah Sharlene was nothing more than an experiment I started over a year ago. I'm an actor at heart, and I wanted to try something new. Very few known people have made this nuanced form of method acting able to work. Performers like Andy Kaufman and Sacha Baron Cohen are renowned for their constant antics. Sacha Baron Cohen's comedy Borat completely blurred the lines of reality for people. Is this a real person? Is it not? Who knows?
But don't show your huggies though, man.
And Andy Kaufman enjoyed and took pride in confusing his audience, regardless if they enjoyed it or not.
And I'd like to do for you right now the bit which got me thrown out of the improv techniques. It's called, it used to be called Eating Dinner, and I changed it recently to Eating Ice Cream. I've dabbled in method acting before. The interviews I organized and 24-hour constant movement rehearsal really helped me when I played Edna in Hairspray.
Hey, baby, look at me. The cutest chickie that you ever been seen.
For the next few days, I'm going to be going undercover as a Facebook mom. And by that I mean I'm going to be joining like school PTO groups and then like posting memes. That's the premise here. So let's set up this account. Our first name is going to be Deborah Sharlene. And create account. Mom's named Deborah. That's a mom photo. Saving that. This could be like her daughter or something. Yeah, I'm going with this one. Now that Deborah Sharlene's identity is fully verified, it's time to go join some PTO groups and fool around. It seemed the plan was all set, but there was one thing I overlooked. I didn't realize Sharlene wasn't a last name. Deborah, slowly albeit, was building up a reputation at the school.
Well, she's extremely nice. She's so generous to our theater department and always reaches out and tells us how much she loves all of us.
I love Deborah Sharlene. She's such a lovely person. Such a charming woman.
Very caring and present in the theater.
So involved.
Deborah Sharlene is a family woman. I don't really know her specifically, but I've seen her interact with like the West Bloomfield Theater account, and I kind of know her through a friend. You know, I've never really met her face to face or anything, but she seems to be a really nice lady. I don't know, she's pretty supportive of what we do here.
But there was one person who seemed a bit skeptical.
Oh, Deborah Sharlene, where do I start? Well, me and her go way back to the beginning of this year when I got a Facebook request, Facebook friend request from this lady that I have heard nothing about knew of until she sent me this request. You know, at first I was like, oh, you know, she probably is related to the district in some way, parent or grandparent, you know, this or that. But then, after a couple months, I started noticing, you know, she had very abstract posts on her Facebook. She commented very weirdly. It just seemed off, you know?
George Masnov became target numero uno in this experiment.
When Miss Salen said that she knew Deborah Sharlene and actually her daughter worked with her at Temple, that was pretty good.
Starving artist of Macbeth, Drew, called me, and he asked me to come to the atrium, and I was very confused. And he handed me a plate of cookies with a note from Deborah Sharlene, and he said, wait 7 minutes, I'm gonna go in, and then I want you to walk in with these cookies from Deborah Sharlene that we could eat during our starving artist lunch. And I walked in with the cookies after my 7 minutes, and I go, guys, Deborah Sharlene brought us some cookies. And George Masmanov, of all people, lost it. He goes, oh my God, how did you find Deborah Sharlene? Why didn't I get to see her? Why didn't she come in? I've never seen this woman. And he was very angry.
In late October, I baked cookies and had my mom write a note so that I could have them delivered as Deborah Sharlene.
You know, after a while I kept talking to people and everybody was like, oh, George, you're crazy. Come on. No, she's a real person. She's on the PTO. She works at Temple Israel. I'm the crazy one. And after a while I was like, you know what? I'm just stupid. She's real. I just have never met her, you know, and I just dropped it. But it was always in the back of my mind that she was not real.
It seemed we'd fooled George and he was under Deborah's spell, but I was curious. How far could we push this?
The Deborah Sharlene thing was always a sign of something that was happening, so I was never super into it, you know what I mean? But I do think that I was a little surprised at how gullible some people were.
I love George Masmanov. He is a very funny man. However, he's probably not the smartest at figuring out things. So I was equally impressed and kind of expected how long it took for him to figure it out.
Yeah, I thought people would get it immediately, cause like, who else would do that besides you?
It didn't seem to me though that I was going to be able to keep this up very long if I didn't build up more sustainable clout. So after George and I had finished performing at the latest choir concert, I approached the assistant principal and asked him if he could do me a favor. If he could make a tweet that would verify Deborah's existence. About a week later, I got my wish.
That was the best feeling I could have ever felt, because I knew that not only had this joke gone on for so long, not joke, just this experiment, if you will, but we got the adults in on it and they supported our way of keeping the theater department light and fun.
What I didn't anticipate, however, is Principal Watson joining in on the fun.
When she was recognized by Watson and Pace, that was awesome.
Yes, I'm very impressed that nobody broke, even though I always had my suspicions, and I tried to like fish it out of people. Nobody broke. Everybody was so convincing, and that's partly why I just dropped it after a while, because I was like, you know what, it's just me. I'm crazy.
Josh Poole thought Deborah was a real person for a while, and I assumed he was in on it. So one time someone said something about Deborah Sharlene, and I looked over at him and I winked, because he seemed like the kind of person who would be in on it. And then he immediately like,
yeah, for sure. I remember that. Like, it was so strange because he winked at me like just enough to where I was like, I caught it, but not like over winking it, you know? And then I like really didn't believe it. I don't know if I truly didn't believe it or just like wanted to say like she wasn't real, because everybody was like, for sure, she is real. I saw her. How did you not see her? And then the only person that other than me that I knew didn't see it was George.
I genuinely believed that she was a real person for about 2 months.
Not at all. I don't buy that.
No, absolutely not.
No.
He would keep asking us about her and keep being like, did you see what Deb posted and all that stuff. So no, he did not believe in her for just 2 months.
He probably believed for like a long time, and then when it finally clicked to him that like she's not real, he said he knew it was you, but I don't believe that.
I think he believed for much longer.
Which leads us to April of this year. I had gotten nearly half of the theater department on either side. Those trying to fool George, and those who still believed she existed.
Probably for about a month during my freshman year, I thought she was real.
I didn't know. Nobody told me, so good job.
I'm not gonna say I was surprised that Drew was behind it, because it's probably the most Drew thing I could possibly imagine, but I did believe it. It was a short period of time, but...
Though I did think, she is a real person, I just haven't met her yet.
The thought that somebody would be on Facebook and not be a real person had never really occurred to me. So I would have to say, yeah, I kind of thought maybe she was real, but I thought she might just be some creep.
So after a full year and some change of Deborah Sharlene, I decided to put an end to it. After the final performance of the spring musical, I decided at dinner that night to reveal it to everyone. I went into this experiment just trying to see if I could fool people. But I think I learned some other stuff within the process. 1, never trust anybody online. And 2, something that seemed like a stupid joke ended up affecting a lot of people. Waste of time? Probably. Something that was able to bring everyone together in a time where they were nervous for the future. Would you like to say a final goodbye to Deborah?
Deb, we had a good run. It was a great senior year. Couldn't have asked for a better one, and couldn't have asked to spend it with better people, including you, Deborah.
I'm not really sure if it's the whole account that made the whole experience awesome, or just everyone got together and was able to share a laugh about it and able to keep the joke going, even though we knew it was this whole prank. We just kept doing it because you made us laugh, you made us smile. So thank you for that this year.
Just thank you for always being that rock, you know, like our shining star, our light at the end of the tunnel. Like, we put on these shows for you, Deborah. Like, seeing your post of you being in the audience, that's the reason we perform.
Have a nice day. Don't let the haters get you down. You are a lovely and beautiful person, and you deserve the world.
Thank you for all your hard work.
I didn't get any of the cookies that were foretold, and I'm really upset about it. I've been upset this whole time.
So you want her to die?
Yes.
I'm really gonna miss the way that you treated the department. Like, it was really inspiring.
Goodbye, Deborah. Have a nice life if you ever decide to have one.
We'll all miss you. I'll miss you especially. It was a good run.
Deb, thank you for making me laugh and smile and cry of laughter on Facebook. I'm gonna miss your little cowboy hats and posts about your hotel room, even though you were in an airplane, and talking about David and all that fun stuff. So may you forever rest in peace. I'm sure David is looking down on you. Or up at you.